Well, Don Jr. has weighed in on immigration once again and claims in the video I'm about to show you that the reason why Democrats are more supportive than Republicans of immigration is because immigrants don't work and they'll just get welfare. And Democrats need voters who are just dependent on welfare because that's how they win elections. Huh. Take a look at this.
Well, we want them, in Texas, but you can't have them in Martha's Vineyard. You can't have them in New York.
Anyone know what's going on there with old Don Jr.? Something's off.
Well, we want them, in Texas, but you can't have them in Martha's Vineyard. You can't have them in New York. Those people, what are we going to do with them? Because America's always been a meritocracy, right? But that's not what Democrats want. Democrats want and need people who are absolutely dependent on big government. That's their voting bloc. That's who's going to keep them in power. That's who's going to suck up your life savings, your future, your children's future, to make sure that they can maintain power. We need to finish the wall. If we have 130 billion for Ukraine, we got a couple digit billion to build the wall, to stop the human trafficking crisis, to stop the sex trafficking crisis, to stop the drug trafficking crisis, the scourge and the plague coming across our border, killing our children. Okay? It's got to stop. And Trump's the only guy that actually has the guts to do that. Well, we want them, in Texas, but
okay, we'll stop it. So, one of the things that I said in a previous segment about Don Jr. is, wow, it must be easy to go out for him and talk about certain issues because he just gets to make up whatever he wants. He just gets to say, I want to make this point. I don't care about the evidence or the facts. I'll just say that reality is whatever I want it to be. That must be a whole lot easier than actually having to back up your opinions with evidence instead of depicting whatever world you would like to. Because the facts show us that when you look at the list of states that get back in federal dollars more than they give out in federal taxes, it's mostly red states. When you look at the states that pay into our system more in federal taxes than they get back in federal programs, federal spending, it's blue states. And as I've said in previous segments talking about this, I think that's okay. I think no matter red state, blue state, whoever is in need, whoever needs these programs and money to be spent on those programs for them should get that facilitated 100%. So I'm not saying, take away the spending on red states. No, but the facts are the facts, and they show that this narrative that it's the Democrats and their voting base that just wants big government to come in and make their life super easy, and they're going to be super dependent on the government and have all these programs for them, and that's why the Democratic Party is wanting immigration, is so wild. And that brings us to immigration. Also just so dishonest the way he made this out to be, because undocumented immigrants, the individuals fear-mongered about the most from people like Don Jr., even though I believe we shouldn't have undocumented immigration because we should have a legal immigration system that is efficient enough, enhanced enough, expanded enough that immigrants that are looking for a better life know they can go through our legal immigration system. But just talking about the facts, undocumented immigrants pay more in taxes than they get back in programs from the government. So in theory, they're making our tax burden less because they give more in taxes to the government than they get back in programs. That's what the data shows. And so Don Jr., in so many different ways, is misinforming his audience for the purposes of fear-mongering. And you can't fix a solution. You can't fix a problem with a solution if you're putting forward a false depiction of the problem. There's no solution that can be applied to the issues we are having with our southern border if the problem is being told to be something that it's not. If the reality is being depicted to the audiences of people like Don Jr. in such a dishonest way. Let me know what you think. Luke P. Beasley on Twitter.